Okay, so we have a packet tracer project here. We have two networks with PCs on them and one network with a subnet of /30 up there for the routers. So what we want to do is be able to connect PC0 to PC1. We should be able to ping this computer, so these two can connect through these routers over these networks. So first thing we'd have to do is to configure PCs, and this one already has an IP address with a subnet mask of /24 on this network, and this router already has the gateway set up on the gigabyte interface 000, and the other interface is set to this network for 10.10.10.0/30. So this is a 10.10.10.1, as we can see there. And this one has one interface with an IP address, so we have to configure that. And this one is not set yet, so let's configure this PC first. So we'll configure this, and it's going to have an IP address for this network right here, which is 192.168.100.0/24. So we'll do a 192.168.100.2 subnet mask of the /24, which is 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway would be the 192.168.100.1, which is this interface here on the gigabyte 0000 interface going to this router. So once those are configured there, once the PCs are configured, we have a direct connection to this router. So we should be able to ping the router. So we can test that. So we'll ping 192.168.0.1, and that pings to that router. That's successful. So that pings up and comes back. Now let's try to ping. Let's see. We can ping 10.10.10.1, which is this interface here. So we know we got connection there. And we can take this one, this PC1, and we can ping this router one here to this interface, which would be the 192.168.100.1, and we can ping that. So each PC can ping to their router because they're directly connected, and the ports, the interfaces are up. I'm going to add some notes here just so I know what these IP addresses are for each PC and router. So this is the .2. This one here is 192.168.100.2. We know this one for this interface here, this gigabyte 000 192.100. That'd be 192.168.0.1 for this interface. And for this one, 192.168.100.1. And we're getting those based off this network of 100.0 and /24. So you have 254 spots, so I just grabbed just the first two, .1 and .2. two first usable ports. Gateway, we'd like to use for the first one because that's the network address. First one go to gateway, next one go to a device. Now we need to configure this because this port, there's nothing to this port, so we got to configure this port, this interface for this network. This one already has a 10.10.10.1. Let's note that real quick. 10.10.1 is for that one. And we will make this one 10.10.10.2. And remember, these are going to be on a /30. This is subnetted to a /30. So basically, you're only going to have two open usables, which is the .1 and .2, since the .0 would be the network and the .3 would be the broadcast. Well, let's go ahead and configure this. Go into the command line. So we would have to enable that router, configure terminal, and then we'll go into the interface of the Giga Ethernet 0/0/1. So that puts us into this interface here, and we are going to add the IP address 10.10.10.2 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255 to /30, so that's a 252. Okay, so we added that. So if we want to just, we could see, let's see, we could do it a couple different ways. Let's do show IP interface brief, and that will show us that we have that IP address right here now that we just added it, 10.10.10.2. It's up. So that's connected there. We can also, let's say, exit. Let's do a show IP route on this router one. So you can actually see we have a directly connected for this network. We have a local going into that interface right there, 10.10.2. We have another connection from this to this network, and a local connected directly to this PC. So let's see if this router can ping this router 10.10.10.1. So we're trying to ping router 1 to router 0. And that did work. I'm going to do it again. So we lost one. Yeah. So we can ping router to router. We can ping PC to this router, PC to this router. But now let's test if we can ping this PC to this router or this PC to this PC. So let's try a ping of a 10.10.10.2. And this should time out. This should be unsuccessful because I don't have a way for this router to get to this network right now. So we should have to add a static route from here to here and then back. Because like you can see that timed out, so you could actually do if you wanted, you could do a trace route to 10.10.10.2. And it'll show you it got to here, to this port, and then it times out, so you know you got a problem. going from here to here. Alright, so while we're in router, let's see, we're in PC. So we can go into router 0 in the command line, and we'll create a static route to go from this router to this network via this port, this interface, which is going to be the next hop. So to do that, we'll enable configure terminal. Okay, and we'll go IP route. So we want router 0 to go to this network. So we're going to IP route to 192.168.100.0. So that's a /24 subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and it's going to be via this port would be the next hop. So 10.10.10.2. Alright, now we're just going to do a do show IP route, and you can see right here we've added the static route from this guy to this network. There's that network going through this interface. That's the next hop to get it there. So let's just see. Let's exit. See if we can ping from this router to PC1. 2.168.100.2 is PC1. Success. Alright, so we can ping from here to here. Okay, so we know we got a route going this way. So let's see what happens when we try just to ping. Let's see. That's still timed out on me. Hang on. It's still going. Why is it going? Okay, stop that. Alright, so we got this route. Now we're going to add this static route back. So add a static route in router 1. Let's see, we need to configure terminal. So we're going to add an IP route of this network here to that network. So that's a 192.168.0.0 subnet mask 255.255.255.0 via the next hop, which is going to be 10.10.10.1, because we're going from here into this network. So the next hop is this interface. .1. Okay. Do show IP route. You can see right here we added the static route to the 192.168.0.0.24 network via the 10.10.10.1, which is right there. So now we're in router 1. Let's see if we can ping PC0. Which is 192.168.0.2. And we ping that. So now we should be able to ping all the way across. Let's go PC1. So we're inside PC1, which is here, and we're going to ping all the way through here to ping this guy, which is PC0. So we're going to ping 192.168.0.2. And we're good. So there we can ping it, pinged all the way across there. So now we have a network that can connect from this network to this network, so this device can now connect to that device. So PC0 can connect to PC1, going through these routers on separate networks. And if we want, we can ping this way. We'll go PC0 to PC1, which is 192.168.100.2. And we can ping both ways. So basically that's how we set up our network using static routes in our routers. That way we can talk from one network to the other. Thank you.